I reported about this as soon as it was breaking. You had U.S. planes. They bombed a Syrian army checkpoint in al-dahab, which is southeast of Qamishli. So this is in Hasakeh province in the northeastern region of Syria. And they ended up killing one soldier and wounding two others. And the only reason that this happened was you had a U.S. patrol trying to get through a Syrian army checkpoint, and they told them no. I mean, this has always been the case. You have so many videos of this. You even have like farmers and stuff telling U.S. troops to just get off their land. I mean, I don't know what they expected. Of course, they're not getting through. You're already there illegally. What is the point of trying to get through a Syrian army checkpoint? You're just trying to provoke them. And it worked. They had a firefight. So I'm going to show you some of the video. This is the only footage that we've seen so far. The U.S. coalition troops, they're occupation troops. Let's call it for what it is. They're occupation troops. They're not there to do anything good. They're just there to plunder the oil. So this is what they said, right? They said they were conducting a routine anti-ISIS security patrol near al-dahab, encountered a checkpoint occupied by pro-Syrian regime forces. The patrol was attacked. Coalition troops returned fire in self-defense. No coalition casualties. So I find that completely ridiculous because they say they were conducting a routine patrol. What does that mean, routine patrol? They don't have a routine. They're there illegally. They're not allowed to be in the country. You don't have a routine. They act like, oh, it was just normal behavior. No, it's not normal behavior. You're not allowed in the country. You don't belong there. You're there illegally occupying the land. You have no right to be there. Okay, once again, I draw your attention to the fact that in the United States, if someone is just working, like we're talking a civilian, just a civilian, they'll get picked up by ICE and thrown into a cage and deported. But this is an army, and they're occupying land and stealing the oil, and they act like they're doing nothing wrong. I mean, this is ridiculous. They say they were attacked. You've invaded another country. I mean, what do you expect when you invade another country? And then they say coalition troops returned fire in self-defense. No, there's no such thing as self-defense. You are the aggressor. You are the one who has committed an offense. What the Syrian army was doing was self-defense. You were trying to get through their checkpoint on their fucking land. How is that? How are you engaging in self-defense when you are the aggressor? Do you see how they're trying to like put everything the other way around and twist the whole story? It's absurd. Not to mention the fact that they killed a soldier and then wounded two others. Unbelievable. And this is not the first time, man. This is not the first time. You know, back in September 2016, you had 5 planes, if I recall correctly, conduct airstrikes, and they killed 62 Syrian soldiers and wounded another 100. And then they claimed, oh, oops, it was an accident. They were bombing for over an hour. That's not an accident. You know, one bomb, okay, that's an accident, but you don't bomb a target for an hour and then claim, oh, whoops, we didn't know who we were bombing. If you don't know who you're bombing, maybe you shouldn't be bombing anyone. And what are you doing there in the first place? No one invited you in the country. Once again, they keep talking, they keep departing from this point as if they have the right to be there in the first place. They don't. It doesn't matter if they claim they're fighting ISIS, because they also claimed that in 2016 when they killed 62 Syrian soldiers and wounded 100. Oops, we thought it was ISIS. What the fuck? You just killed 62 soldiers for no reason and wounded 100. And here, again, they kill one and wound 2 others. What is the point of that? How does that help anyone? This is just aggression. Do you think America would tolerate the reverse for 1 second? You can't even put your pinky toe in the US if you're Syrian. They won't even take refugees. Never mind the Syrian army. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. It's really disgusting, man. And you know, the only purpose that they serve, the only reason the US military is there, I mean, we knew all along. We knew all along that they're going to plunder the oil at one point or another. And as I covered 2 weeks ago, they struck a deal with the Kurdish-led SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces, and they made a deal with the backing of the White House to start extracting the oil and sell it to this American corporation based in Delaware, which is called Delta Crescent Energy. As if they have the right to do that. But let's just be clear here. The only reason the US military is there is to protect the oil fields so that they can steal the oil with the Kurds. That's it, man. It's all out in the open. We know for a fact because Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, confirmed it to Senator Lindsey Graham during the hearing at the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. So go watch that video that I did. They're just saying it out in the open. They don't care. They don't give a crap. So not only are they depriving the Syrian people of income, remember oil is 25% of the government revenue, but on top of it, they're stealing it themselves. It's not like, oh, they're leaving it there. No. They're actually extracting the oil, they're plundering it, and then selling it off to a subsidized company. We're talking $30 million a day here. $30 million a day of oil. That's no joke. And for the last 9 years of this war, you've had one actor after the other, whether it's Kurds or ISIS or other rebels or terrorists coming in and taking that oil for themselves and selling it off illegally and damaging the environment and giving people illnesses because they're not even refining it properly. They're doing these makeshift refineries and just polluting everything. I mean, absolute disaster. What do you expect, man? This is what happens when the government infrastructure is destroyed. You have no rule of law. You have nothing but bandits. I mean, literal bandits and pirates. That's exactly what the US is. And all these militias are propping up. They are bandits and pirates. Just like they are confiscating oil or threatening to confiscate oil from Iran and Venezuela on the high seas, they're doing the same to Syria on land. Just coming with weapons, killing people, and stealing the resources. They're bandits. They are bandits. That's it. Don't get it twisted. There's no other reason for any of this. I mean, this is completely unacceptable, what they're doing. Completely, man. If this happened in another country, they wouldn't tolerate this for 1 second. This is an act of war. What do you call that when you kill soldiers from another army? You attack a checkpoint from another army. That's an act of war. You are invading another country's land, violating its sovereignty, stealing its resources, occupying the civilian population and their land, launching attacks on its conventional armed forces. That's an act of war. These are several acts of war for a long time now. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. And you still have people drinking the fucking Kool-Aid who think that any of this is democratic or in the name of human rights or has any kind of genuinely positive purpose. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's nothing good about this. Don't get it twisted.